Get off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And welcome. You're tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, NBC News, CNBC News, and NBC Sports Radio Station, AM 1050, FM 106.5. Streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes, TuneIn, Audible, Amazon Music, TLab, Rumble, Podchaser, Streaker, Spreaker, and more. Why so many places? Because I want to maximize my splatter zone for more hope and happiness. So there's no gossip, no scandal, no K-words, no Kardashian talk at all. Well, maybe sometimes with Ricky, but we're here because I want to balance out all the bad news out there, and it's 100% bad news. I promise now. I used to say most of it. It is 100% bad news. So this is where you can land for good news. And they told me it wouldn't last more than a year. But 13 years later, 685 consecutive weeks. This is the end of 685. And podcast number 1415 today. And but who's counting? And I'm so glad that you're here. It is time for one of my favorite series, and y'all know who's in studio today. You'll see him every other Friday. His name is Ricky Rebel. He's my fabulous co-host of Straight Talk with myself and
Ricky Rebel. Hi, honey.
Hi, sweetheart. He's a Billboard Top 40 recording artist, as seen on tour with Britney Spears. He's been a Grammy member since 2017. He was discovered by Michael Jackson, signed to his label later on Sony, and signed later to Madonna's record label, Maverick Records. And I've had the distinct honor of launching not one, but two of his singles, his music videos, all available on Spotify now. Please welcome back to my studio, Ricky Rebel.
Thank you.
I couldn't look at you because you were doing your hair, and you know how when people go like this, right? Or they go like this, you think that they're talking to you about something on your face. So every time we go, I'm like, ah.
It's one of those things where, you know, in the morning you do your hair and it takes a minute for things to set.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes. It totally makes sense.
I'm setting right now. By the end of the interview, it's going to be perfectly coiffed. Perfect.
Absolutely.
How are you?
Let's go to breakfast and find out, right? We're going to join us for breakfast this morning, which entails taking a bite of my gratitude sandwich. Top of the bun. What are you grateful for that's outside of yourself? And bottom of the bun, because I like it on the bottom, even though I've forgotten what that's like. But anyways, what do you like about yourself? It's weight training for self-care, self-love, the foundation cornerstone of good mental health. And we all want that. So what are you grateful for, Ricky?
I'm grateful for you and our friendship. It's so fun. Every other Friday coming on this show.
And it's been a bit.
And catch up and get my positivity fix.
Yes. I am so grateful for Ricky as well, because he's a living proof that we are more than our politics, more than our belief systems, our BS, that are important. However, love, connection, care transcends all of that. And I hope we all remember that as we're going through some not very loving times, but we're all about love here. So glad I see eyeballs rolling in. I'm sure the rebels are lining up to give some love to their chief rebel. And I'm so grateful that I have a new source of support as well from the rebels. And I knew somebody was going to tune in. What up, Ricky from Maurice Delk?
What's up,
All
Mo?
right. Yeah,
Welcome to
Maurice,
the
you can
show.
put a gratitude in the chat as we continue having a bite of my gratitude sandwich. First thing every show. I am grateful that I don't know. I think I told you I am now going on world tour, and this is my mom passed. I think 2 shows ago that we've done together, or was it last show? I don't even remember. So that led to a series of events which had me decide to go back on tour. So we've got China, Africa, and we just added Ireland. So and Hawaii, and then the States. But this was a tour for my 8 Ways to Happiness book, which went #1 on Amazon and is a national bestseller. So it got cut off by COVID. I was actually 10 miles from Wuhan.
What?
November 2019. I did not bring the virus. I don't even want to hear it. But I was on the last airplane before they started taking temperatures. You remember all that? Yeah. So I'm going back and finishing the tour. And but I'll still be broadcasting everywhere that I can, where the time zone is not too horrible. I may make you wake up at 8. So for my artist friends. Yeah. What are you grateful for, Ricky?
Oh, wow. I'm grateful for my new EP that just came out with my friend Jeremy Sires. He asked me to produce a record with him, an EP, and it's featuring some heavy hitter rappers. It's got The Game, Gucci Mane, and most of all, last but not least, Snoop Dogg on the EP. Yeah. It's called The Features, and it's available on my Spotify account. If you look at my features section of my Spotify account, you'll find that whole album.
That's so
and so congratulations to Jeremy for his new EP, and thank you so much for letting me be a part of it and write and produce for it and sing on it.
That is so freaking awesome.
Thank you.
I know you've been in studio. I know you've been doing a lot of things because we usually get a chance to connect a little bit on events, but I know that I've been crazy trying to pack everything up and move. You've been crazy creating. So are you going to the next Friday? It's the women. Oh shoot, I can't remember. It's gonna kill me.
Yes.
You are?
Yes.
Are you going to the VIP at 2:30?
Yes. It's called the wife.
Modern day wife.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, I'll be there.
So let's meet in Santa Monica
VIP
first.
People. It's going to be in Santa Monica?
No, I said let's meet for our shopping trip in Santa Monica beforehand.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Is that one of the things where, is it close to Santa Monica?
I think so. I fly out the next day.
The next day. Well, we have to meet that then, of course.
So that would be
That'll
great.
Be a fun
yeah.
Before you
leave. Triple love. All right. Thanks for the finger on that. So you just gave us the finger, not that finger, but this finger. And so glad that you're here. We are Straight Talk with myself and
Ricky Rebel. Hey, 2% straight here.
The funny thing about Straight Talk as my series on Friday is both of my co-hosts are not straight, which is really kind of funny.
Isn't that funny?
That is very funny. It was an accidental #not accidental creation. But let's go to the bottom of the button, which is, what do you like about yourself? And a lot of us grew up with, you're not all that. Don't toot your own horn. Who do you think you are? Which was well-meaning. People want us to be have humility that are raising us. But the downside of that is we're all looking for approval and love in all the wrong places, or likes literally on social media now. How many likes, which is a horrible way to measure your own worth. So that's why I have you say, what do you like about yourself, Ricky?
I like who I was at my last show. I did a charity event recently for the what is it? Oh my gosh.
I know.
Ah,
I do
you
the
and I
same,
both.
I do the same
The Guitar
thing.
Center Foundation.
Yeah.
The Guitar Center Foundation put together this charity event at Lucky Strike in Hollywood, and they asked me to perform, and I got my dancers together. So, what I really like how I showed up at this event, I was really professional. I was low stressed, and I had a really good time. I had a lot of fun. So that's three things. I was able to monitor my stress, keep it at a lower level. I was able to have fun be in the moment and be with my crew. And I was also very good at being a leader with my dancers and organizing the event and making sure we kicked some butt and let the crowd have fun. And they certainly did. That was the number one thing people said. It was so much fun. So that's
And
three things.
That's beautiful. The reason why I gave him special applause that we usually don't do applause during breakfast is that if you saw Ricky when he first came on my show, this was the worst part of the show for him. He hated doing it
Yeah.
because he was a non-recovering perfectionist. He couldn't give himself kudos, beat himself up on a regular basis, even though he wouldn't do it out loud. I could see it in his head. And I am this is like one of the best things about doing co-hosting now is watching my co-hosts grow leaps and bounds so that they like themselves better and they're happier. Because that's what I do, right? I'm on a happy 88 mission, 88 million more happy people in the next 8 years. And you are giant because of your influence with all of the other rebels. And so that just makes me so happy.
Yay.
Yay.
Thank
Carolyn
you.
Langer loves you.
I love you guys. Thank you.
Mo wants to interview you.
Well, that'd be fun.
And yeah.
DM me on Instagram.
Great. That's great.
Ricky Rebel Rocks. DM me.
That's how you find him. All
Yep.
right. Now, I am grateful for the fact that I did my all-time high on the exercise bike, and you can see me like glistening.
You are glistening. I love seeing you like that. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I did 58 minutes this morning.
Wow.
Yeah, I've never done that much. And on like level 9, not level 8, which is my normal, of
That's
course.
cool.
Yeah. So I appreciate my ability to try to make choices. I wake up and my bathing suit says, "Time to work out, girl." And my sweatpants go, "Nah, you can stay in bed." And that's exactly what happened this morning. And I still roll out of bed and did it. So I did the gospel according to Nike, just do it. And I appreciate my ability to tell my brat that says, "Nah, it's okay. You've had 2 babies. You can look however you want to look." And that voice
brat.
did not win this morning.
The brat. Win.
My brat.
Good.
All right.
Yeah.
You want to do one more?
You're still going? Yeah. I
You
want
did
to
3
say
already.
I'm really happy about myself that I took care of myself. I was very injured before the show. Very injured, like athlete wise. Like I was like sore, really, really sore. Because you see me do gymnastics, right? Where I'm doing back tucks and back flips. And I like to go with my friend Caden. I love Caden. Shout out to Caden Galactic. He's a famous fashion designer, and I love him. So we go to gymnastics like every other Saturday, and it's so much fun. I feel like a kid. However, I am sore beyond imagination, like the knees, the back, the neck, the everything you could possibly imagine. But what I did was I decided, like one day I woke up, I'm going to treat myself like the way my mom treats me when I get injured. My mom, we go to CVS or we go to Walgreens. We're going to buy this. We're going to buy that. We're going to buy the heating pack. We're going to buy the massage thing. We're going to buy the ice, knee thing ice brace that you put on your knee, which was incredible. Oh. I love the knee brace ice things. You get a knee brace. It's like an ice pack and it wraps around your whole knee. That's how you heal yourself. You can't just put the ice like right on where it hurts. You have to go around the whole thing. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Stay with your back. You have to get the whole back. So anyway, bottom line, I took care of myself the way my mother takes care of me, and that was really cool.
That is so cool. I like that. I like that. I have a back thing, same thing. It's battery operated, for the heat side.
And
So,
does it pulse?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes,
so
there's
good.
like different things. So self-care, I think we both do better, myself included. I went to the Dodger game yesterday, and go Dodgers! And I'm so glad that they, I credit the Dodgers with more valuing of diversity, more inclusion of all the teams. It's like everybody is really having a good time. It doesn't matter what your ethnicity is. It doesn't matter what your background, your gender. Everything is wonderful, and we all get along in there too, which is really great.
That's
So
fun.
unfortunately, we lost, but oh well. The last time I was there, and I went because it was Black Heritage Night, and I wanted to specifically celebrate Juneteenth, and I got a Mookie Betts a jersey, and so it was really fun.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, I love that. I am all about love.
Yeah, you are. Yeah.
There you go. All right.
Leo, baby.
We got another I'm Sleeping Beauty is here. Another rebel. Thank you for joining us. Please feel free to chat. We've got a great, interesting topic. Ricky Rep. Oh, wait. First, we'll close out breakfast. Thanks for joining us for breakfast. I hope that you continue this good life habit, this hashtag Blisscipline. First thing in the morning, gratitudes, things outside of yourself, bottom of the bun, things that you like about yourself. And I promise that if you do this every single day for 28 consecutive days, with or without me, first thing in the morning, live every 9 a.m., right after the NBC News, then you will sandwich your day in the most positive way. Thanks for joining us for breakfast. And now for the topic of the day. Everything is awesome. Ricky,
My powder.
you picked a great topic, and it's funny too.
I can't take credit for it. ChatGPT did.
And it's funny, speaking of your mother, I could have sworn that it sounded like your mother, the kind, sweet mother, because it said, you should pick this topic because, well, go ahead. Explain what the topic is.
Okay. The topic of the day is the upside of weirdness.
Yeah.
Cool.
And it was, how did they say? I put it on the promo. Let's see if I can
How it's
find
cool
it.
to be uncool.
Yes.
Madonna wrote a song about that.
She did?
Yeah.
What was it called?
She never released it. It's called Uncool.
Oh,
But
maybe it's time for that
I
song.
like the song. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
just like so cool to be uncool.
Yeah. It's almost like a superpower these days, according to ChatGPT, that weirdness, there's something good about sticking out like a sore thumb or not going with the flow. And I do like that. I love the topic. And it even said Ricky could emphasize or how Ricky is. How did that go?
Yeah. Did you get it?
Yeah,
I'm a big fan of ChatGPT for certain things. It's really cool.
Well, I'm
helps
not.
you,
So
right?
I have
It's
to
a good
get
idea.
over it. I have to get over it. But my first experience with ChatGPT was I had to write an article for a magazine. I do it on a quarterly basis. It's got to be 3,500 words.
Right.
So I wrote and I spent like an hour and a half. Beautiful. I loved it. I highlighted it and said, "Hey Siri, what's the word count on this?" And it said, "Do you want to use ChatGPT?" And I've never used it before. So I said, yes. So I hit the ChatGPT. ChatGPT said it's 3,500 words. And I went, oh, perfect. And then I clicked it. It ate the article. I had to start over again.
Oh,
And I Googled it and I went on YouTube to see how I could get it back, and I could not get it back.
You didn't have that on your notes? You weren't writing it on your notes and then copy paste it on there?
I did. I copied it, but
From
I
your
couldn't
notes?
paste it.
You couldn't paste it.
I highlighted it, right?
Yeah.
And then asked Siri, hit the chat GPT. It took the article.
Oh my gosh, that's so complex.
So
Well, it's like
I'm going to have to
advanced.
get
I've never
over.
even done that before. I didn't even know you could do that. Ask Siri to take it to chat GPT.
Don't.
And then it wiped it off of your notes. That's extraordinary. Never
No,
heard
it's
of that
not.
happening. I've never heard of that
That's
happening.
not the word I would use for it, Ricky. But as my discipline says, I get mad for 16 seconds because I don't want to bring any more of that. And then I say, I can't wait to see what good comes out of this.
The lion
guess
roars.
what?
And then what
I
happened?
wrote another article that was better than the first one.
Good job. I love that. You know, that
So-
happened to me recently. I was working on a song, and okay, so we're getting all technical. I guess this is kind of weird, like nerdy and technical. Being a nerd is weird. That's how it's about the topic. So I have an external hard drive, and I'm working on songs on the external hard drive, so it doesn't.
How
hurt my
hard is it?
computer. You tell me. Okay. So
It's
what I have
Friday.
to do is take my session and pull it from the hard drive and put it onto my desktop in order to work on it without any skips and bumps and things like that. What happened was I pressed command and I put the whole thing back into my hard drive after I was done. And then I decided to open it up again and then bounce a new version, working on it with my external. I bounced it and then saved it onto my desktop as the same name as the folder that's in the external hard drive with only the bounce, with only one song on it, not all the tracks, not the sessions. So when I thought, oh, I guess they put it over here on my desktop. And when I put it back and they asked me, do you want to keep copies of both? I said, no, I'll just keep this one. Guess what it kept? One track. And it wiped out the whole song.
Isn't
I
that
did the moment like you. I was like, I did my whole Ricky Rebel temper tantrum, which I don't think we've ever captured on film yet. I just can't wait for that to happen. I cannot. Give me the role, baby. Give me Catwoman. You know, the scene where she jamming the cats into
or Jerry Seinfeld's father for the older crew in that episode where he bought all the computers. Serenity now. And at the end, yeah,
That's me.
Yeah.
But then I realized I did a thing with you, like what you said. I said, well, maybe this is like the way it's supposed to be. Maybe it's not meant to have. The song isn't. And sure enough, I listened to the song, like it's not right. It's not. We have to work on this.
What caught? What are the chances of that both of us had the same experience, different mediums?
Yeah.
Wow.
We just decided that it's just, no, we could do better anyway. So this is actually cool that this happened.
So now we're not only dressing the same without talking to each other, we're having similar experiences during the week that are not good on the outside, but good on the inside. Oh, Lord.
It's
What next,
weird,
Ricky?
right?
It's so weird. It's good weird, though. There you go. And that is the topic. It's weird, and it's a good weird. And I'm so glad we're talking about this because this is the solution to bullying.
Explain.
If weird is the new, whatever, the good thing, right? If you think about bullying, it's based on picking on someone who is weird, and that weird equals bad. But if weird equals good, there's no point in bullying.
Absolutely. That's the thing when you're young, you don't understand that concept. You don't know that your differences are what make you cool when you get older. It's going to be really a good thing.
This is brilliant. This is like cutting edge, right? How do we love ourselves more? How do we love other people more by not judging them on the thing that stands out? Wouldn't that be like crazy?
It's crazy because a lot of times people are bullied because people are jealous. I was bullied as a kid, And I didn't understand why. My mom would talk to me about it. I would go to gymnastics class, and the guys would be doing a move, and then I would do a move, the same move, and I think I would do it better, in my opinion. But they would like make fun of the way I did. Oh, Ricky, he's so this, that, or oh, Ricky, they'll say mean things about me. And I like that lighting, by the way. Looks good.
Okay, thank you. I forgot to turn it on.
But yeah, and I would talk to my mom about it. I'm like, why are they treating me so bad? Like, why are they being mean to me? She's like, well, they're jealous of you. I'm like, jealous? I'm like, I don't understand why. I'm like, they can do moves too. They can do all kinds of good things. Like, I don't understand. Can't understand the concept. And so a lot of times I think kids bully each other because they secretly want that ability, or they want to bring you down in some way, a couple notches. So take that into account too.
Absolutely. I'm thinking of, what is that TV series where they sing? Very popular.
The Glee show?
Yes, in Glee. So the guy who bullied the gay guy, right, turns out to be gay. Remember that part? Did you watch?
Yeah.
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 So it is that.
It happens all the time. There's so many people in the gay community who talk about how their high school bully comes later on in life, comes after them on social media and wants to be with them.
Yeah. Hello, Kamal. Welcome to the Cashew Gallery chat. And Pam, I'm not sure being weird always equals bad. That's the whole point of this topic, by the way. Bullying isn't necessarily weird. Now, bullying, I would classify a bully as mean, but not weird. Oh, yeah. I'm not saying that the bully is weird. I'm saying the person that he's bullying usually has that category assigned to him. Oh, no. Bullying is not weird. Bullying is just mean, period. There's and it's not a good weird, because hurt people, and bullying begets bullying, hate begets hate. If doesn't matter that it's in the direction you want it to be, whenever you hate something, it's still hate.
Oh yeah, yeah, and that energy just kind of circulates, like you're saying. It goes back in a circle, and there's really no reason to bully people. It's just really, I never understood. I was not that way. But you know what? I do like to tease people. I will say that. My friend and I, when you get really close to someone, it's called reading in the gay community. It's called reading. You put them down in subtle ways just to have fun with them. But that's kind of like dogs, like and cats, the way they play. Sometimes they get a little rough. But that's because they love you and they're just having fun with you. And
absolutely. And
that's different. That's not bullying.
No, that is not bullying. But it, like you said, with certain friends, you can't do it with everybody.
No.
Yeah.
You got to respect that. You got to respect, like, these are the friends I could be that way with, and these are friends I can't be. All right. I want to be that way with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is anybody in the chat surprised that Ricky was bullied when he was a kid? When you said that, like I was, it's interesting. And it's not uncommon. A lot of people who have accomplished amazing things, their household names, they, when they talk about their past, I love when it comes out that they were either very shy, or they were bullied, or they, slept in their car. They worked, at a fast food or as a domestic house cleaner. That someone just came out with that the other day. I got to interview, and I'm gonna forget his name again. Blah, blah, blah. Anyways, I interviewed him at a Salvation Army event because he was homeless before he became a billionaire. And John DeJorio. Is it John? Cool. Paul DeJorio. He did I'll look it up, but that was amazing to me. And that's why he supports the Salvation Army, is because he came from that.
That's crazy. How did he become a billionaire?
Well, one of them was the hair product.
He has a hair product.
It's not even here we go. John Paul DiGiorio. He did he's got my flashing piece up. I got to meet him. He's the founder of Paul Mitchell, the hairline, and the Patron, the tequila.
Okay.
That's what I get for not drinking for 16 years. I don't even know the name of tequila anymore. But yes.
Great.
He's a billionaire. And he was homeless. And Salvation Army helped him. Hello.
Amazing. A lot of weird people invent things. They go on to do extraordinary things with their lives. I mean, look at some great directors.
Einstein.
Like Quentin Tarantino is a very weird person, but created like incredible art, incredible movies. I think a lot of artists, I think we are weird. David Bowie says that we're like mentally unwell. In order to do what we do, you have to be a little crazy and weird.
Yeah.
To think like to be a musician, to get up on stage, to sing songs about your feelings, and that's very weird.
You're absolutely right.
And to do the things, the kind of clothes I wear, I think people might think are weird, but for me, it's just about like expressing myself, my creativity, making a statement. Sometimes I want to make a statement about something, or sometimes I just like what I like because I like it. That's usually what it's about.
Yeah.
And some people think it's weird because it's not normal. It's not what normal people want to do. So if you're not normal, then you're considered weird, which is weird in and of itself, because we need the weird people. We need those minds in our like, we need people like that. The innovators.
Absolutely. Einstein was, I think, one of the most famous weird people. The artist that cut off his ear.
Van Gogh.
Right? He was weird.
Yeah. I think Madonna's really weird. She's one of my musical inspirations. Well, Michael was weird. David Bowie was weird.
Yeah.
Prince
was a little weird. I met him, you know.
Oh, did you meet him? I love Prince.
I met him at a party, and he really is short. I'm not tall.
He's tiny.
He's tiny.
I saw him perform at the Palladium in Hollywood, and I was just like, "Oh my God, he looks so cute on stage, like this little midget, like dancing around."
Speaking of weird, he came to Hollywood, and he met with, like, he's a nobody in the sense that none of the producers knew him, whatever. And he went to the top producers. There was no YouTube at that time, nothing to showcase. And he went and he got offers from the labels, but he would not take the contract unless they agreed that he could produce his own music. And he played all the instruments.
Yeah.
That's weird. And the fact that he turned down all of the offers from giant labels, that's weird.
Yeah.
And he held his, and he didn't want to do it. And I see the time. I'm getting the signal. We have to take a quick break for news, weather, and traffic. Sponsor of the show. Thanks for joining us. We'll be right back. Don't go away. It's all about balance. Peace in, peace out. World peace through inner peace. Now we're going to tune in. Don't go away.
Well, she has been dubbed the Asian Oprah, and she just wants all of us to be happy.
Dr. Marissa, aka the Asian Oprah, says the most important thing you can choose is choosing to be happy.
You are tuned into my weekly talk radio TV show called Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa.
That's the idea for Dr. Marissa Pay's new book called 8 Ways to Be Happy.
Many of us say, I am my own worst critic. Nobody's harder on me than I am. And my response to that is, stop it! Why are you doing that to yourself? You have to be your biggest fan, because if you can't at the end of the day say, I did a good job, who is? We don't have to constantly be angry at the things that are wrong. Why don't we choose to be happy about things that are right? We have the choice. That's our muscle. And life is so amazing if we can see it.
Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And welcome back. You're tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, NBC News Radio, home to the Asian Oprah, and streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, iTunes, TuneIn, Audible, Amazon Music, Tiki Live, Rumble, Podchaser, Streaker, and more. And live every weekday morning at 9, right after the NBC News on KCAA, the station that leaves no listener behind. Please free subscribe on my YouTube TV channel. Give us the finger, this one, not the other one. And this is where you're not going to hear any headlines, because it's all negative, and we balance out all that negative stuff out there with some positive topics, guests, and of course series. And this is one of my favorite series on Fridays, and every other Friday my co-host is Straight Talk with myself and
Ricky Rebel.
And we're so glad to see all the rebels here. They've been shooting up the chat, my cashew gallery. I do see one of my longtime listeners and supporters. And this is Mama.
Mama Bear.
There's another. I have a supporter named Deborah. I think it's close to that last name. So I apologize. Hi, Mama. I gave you credit for the topic today because the wording sounded like something you would say, and it was a compliment.
Right.
And this is some inside scoop right here from Mom of Ricky Rebel, how Ricky used to be weird in school. Lime green shoes, baby in grade school, very individualistic style, even as a child. And so I'm guessing, Mama, that he would pick out his own clothes, and that would be what he would wear.
Absolutely.
That is so funny. So you took him shopping and you let him pick out whatever he wanted to?
Of course.
Yeah.
That was the only way I could. Yeah. You could shop. I didn't want to be shopped for. I picked out these lime green shoes, and I love them. Oh my gosh, I have to have these lime green shoes, and I wore them every day to school, and people made fun of me all the time for them. They would just, Ricky, those shoes are ugly. I'm like, I love them. I'm like, these guys don't know what they're talking about. They don't know what the heck they're talking about. These shoes are hot.
So that is a good question then. If you were weird as a kid and you knew you were weird, how did you deal with the bullying?
I knew I was different. And I dealt with it probably not in a healthy way. I was a very shy boy, very quiet. I didn't really want to talk too much because I had a really, really high voice, like a soprano boy. And I was just soft and gentle and sweet, and they weren't. So it's like the exact opposite. So I kind of learned how to be quiet and just kind of my actions usually spoke louder than my words. So for instance, like one day I would just be like, you know what? I feel like doing backflips across the floor, across the, the grass. for fun. Just I want to do this. So I just did it, and everybody's like, "Oh my god, I can't believe Ricky could do this. This is crazy." And I got a lot of like, "Wow, that was really cool." And all of a sudden, I'm like, people were, wanting to be my friend. So the way I became friends with people was through my talent. Honestly, it's kind of really sad to say on this show, but honestly, like even the way I combated bullying was through my talent. There's this game called dodgeball where you grab the ball and you throw it at people and they got to dodge it. And I was just naturally good at it because my body, I could do flips over it. They couldn't hit me. And I'm a pretty good thrower as well. And I could catch it as well. So the straight boys, the young, whatever, the more masculine boys on the field would be like, we want Ricky. And then everyone's like, "You want Ricky? But he's the little gay boy, like what do you mean you want Ricky? No, we want Ricky." And I'm like, cool. So I'm walking onto the, the top tier, like what, you know what I mean? The popular, whatever.
You were not chosen last for sure.
I became friends with some of the popular boys who were more masculine because through my talent. And then they would invite me over to play video games. Sometimes they would invite me to rollerblade with them and do some of those fun things. But again, it has to do with activity. It has to do with talent or of some sort.
Yeah. So. Yeah. It's interesting. I had a conscious thought when I was in high school that I'm not beautiful. I'm not athletic. I'm not. So I wanted to be popular. And my strategy was I have to be nice to everyone. Like whatever group it is, I would be nice because I knew I was not going to get by on my looks because I had a mom that called me fat, ugly, and clumsy. And so that ingrained thought, it was interesting because when I dropped, when I was like 17, dropped 40 pounds and I actually went and started modeling. So I went from one extreme to and I had that conscious thought, I don't have to be nice anymore.
Of course you would have that thought.
But it's interesting. Like there's the psychological part of all of this, like being different, picking out lime green shoes. Like, they're going to get ridiculed, right? That, but you don't want to stand out as weird equals bad. And at the same time, it's a part of you that wants to show that you have, it doesn't matter what everybody else is doing. I'm going to do this because I like it. So it's almost like a oxymoron or a push pull, or you want it, but you don't want it.
Yeah. I got teased a lot from wearing my Madonna Blonde Ambition t-shirt to school too. And then in the 90s, like she was considered, especially by the young kids, like someone who was really bad, a very bad person. She was overly XYZ. She was overly, things that were bad in their eyes. And I remember wearing to school and like, "Oh, you like Madonna, you are blah, 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 blah," like just like a bombardment of stuff. And I just remember thinking to myself, yeah, I love Madonna. I'm going to wear this t-shirt because I freaking love what she did at the MTV Awards. And I thought it was the coolest performance I've ever seen. To this day, I think it was the coolest performance I've ever seen in my life. The MTV Awards Vogue Madonna performance. It was absolutely flawless. It was perfection. And she did not sing live, but like, who cares? The outfits were perfect. The makeup, the choreography, she had a fan in her hands, okay? Like a geisha, or not a geisha, but she was like a Marie Antoinette style. And she flipped the fan like a geisha. It goes up and then grab it. And then she puts it like this. When you're under pressure and you do a move like that, like I cannot believe, you have to be so in the moment and like chill and just flip it. Boom. I would never do that in my my show, something like that, where I could drop a fan and ruin my whole show. Never. But she did.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
all of these things that I honored in her, I honored within myself too. That boldness, the courage. So, are you gonna put the moose?
Yes, I'm going to put the moose on the table, which is my Canadian version of talking about the elephant in the room. This is actually not a elephant in the room particularly. It is, however, a new way to look at bullying. Bullying allows you to be chiseled from that pain and hurt into a even more beautiful sculpture, because you have felt that kind of pain and you make a choice on how you want to see that. Is it going to let you hide? Are you going to react to bullying and hide because of that and never stand out and never want to try anything because you're afraid of getting ridiculed? That's one way. That's a choice. But I would venture to say, like Ricky did, like Madonna, like all the people who said, okay, this doesn't feel good. I wonder what good's going to come out of being ridiculed and bullied, because that's also my story. I was called a chunk, which is a fat chink, horrible word, and I say that in context because that's what I was called. And that drove me, between that and my mom's message, to be the best that I could be. Go into modeling, go into the things that I never was like you did. I'm going to be good at dodgeball, or I'm going to be good as a singer, I'm going to be good as a dancer. So there is an upside.
Mm-hmm.
That's the moose to bullying. I said it was a bad thing. I'm going to correct myself. I said that at the beginning, that bullying, if you choose to accept the mission, is a way in which we can develop parts of ourselves. But the key is ownership. Do I like that part of myself? And that was the question that got me to loving my mom, who was really horrible to me, because the question was, did something develop out of that bullying? Did something good that you like about yourself develop specifically out of that? And yes, I just got written up on CEO Times. Beautiful article, because of what I have accomplished and what I've done over the past how many years, because I knew who I was at the core of who I am. And I'm more than what I was ridiculed about. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's a saying, it's an African American saying, if there is no enemy inside, if there is no enemy within, then no one outside can hurt you.
Beautiful.
I love that saying.
I do too. It's good.
So I know I'm 88% fabulous. 12% of the time I step in it, but 88% I know what I'm good at. I know what I'm not good at. And I like myself 88% of the time. That's my work.
That's so cool. And the bullying helped with that.
Yes, absolutely.
Boom.
No regrets. Would I change what my mother was to me? No. And that's so incredible, because I spent so many years hating her, being mad at her, resenting her. And she passed, and 3 weeks ago, and 2 months before that, or 1 month before that, I got a chance to sit with her and say to my primary bully, I love you. I forgive you. I know you did the best that you could with the time that you had and the resources. And I know you loved me in the best way you could. And I forgive you, and I set you free, and I set me free, and I love you. And from that day until she passed, every day I would call her because she lives in Canada. Every day I would call her and say, end the call with "I love you, Mom." She was like already moving into the hospice level. She was on, pretty high morphine for the pain, but she said right up until 6 days before she passed, "I love you too."
Beautiful.
So this is really not just about weirdness. It's about the reaction to weirdness, the bullying.
Yes.
So you can even thank eventually the person that hurt you the most.
Oh yeah.
Woo! I get chills on that one.
I did too. Woo.
Woo!
I've learned a lot from my enemies or from people that have tried to hurt me. I've learned a lot of good skills. I got a lot of good lessons, life lessons. Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Let's see what Pam says.
We got some great comments here. First question to every bully is, what has caused you so much pain? Most bullies are broken inside, and if you talk to them with compassion, they seem to back down. Hurt people.
Yeah.
Pam got it right on there. Mama, people once threw tomatoes at Prince during his performance because he was different, hence weird. He became a legend. Hello.
He really did.
Weird is blindly following a narrative. Normal is to investigate all thought. Well, I hope you are correct, because in the last 5 years, that has been flipped. Normal is to blindly follow narrative, and weird is to investigate. But I support that as the new normal. I hope it does become that. I hope you fact check every piece of truth that comes across your table, because that is really, if everybody did that, man.
Well, it's difficult to do that in this era because there's a ton of information.
Yeah.
And conflicting information and I hate that word, disinformation, because it's only information that is maybe lying or not lying, or fabricating or creating propaganda purpose. I think we live in weird times. I mean, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
I think we live in a very weird era where we AI, we lived through the creation of AI. I put the moose on the table. Moose drop. I mean, the creation of AI, we lived through this. This is changing our reality in incredible ways beyond imagination. Social media, we lived through social media. We didn't have that in the 80s and 90s.
Nope.
Having to deal with thousands of people all at the same time. Our brains are not equipped for that. I was talking to Patrick about that. Our brains are only equipped for just our local tribe, our local people just around us. But to be thinking about all these other people's opinions and things, hundreds of thousands of things bombarding us and DMs and the messages and the comments and this, that, our brains are not equipped to handle that kind of stress or that kind of anxiety or whatever. It's very weird. Our brains are going, this is weird. Fight or flight. Stuff like that's happening. And of course, the things happening in the world and that we have no control over. And it's just, we live in extremely weird times. I think it's a very exciting time, in my opinion. I actually love it because
you're weird.
Because I'm weird.
And I'm weird. I'm not being mean to him. I'm weird. I like being weird.
Weird recognizes weird.
Yeah. And it's a superpower. That's the point of the topic today. It's the new, superpower. If you can own your weirdness and not care, what you think of me is none of my business. I think I said to you early, when we first started, whatever negative comment there is on your feed, by paying attention and responding to it, you are choosing to go down there, because 99 compliments, one insult, where does our head go? To the insult.
Right
You
to the
can't even
bully.
see the compliments, right to the bully. And it's like, why would you spend time with that one when there's 99 beautiful comments? When I get a negative comment, I remember the first time I got a negative comment was during that time of the Seal Beach salon shooting massacre. And some woman, because I had front page on the register and I was on TV for how to deal with grief. And some woman said, who do you think you are? Right. And I called my big brother or texted Michael Bernard Beckwith. Right. And, and he goes, welcome to the big leagues. So, hey, you know, it's not personal. It is personal and it's not personal. And you have the choice every single moment what you focus on. Do you focus on things that make you feel better, or you focus on things that make you feel worse? That's your choice. And I insist on having fun in my life. I want to feel good.
It's the feed. You know, you got the feed. You got to go, nope. Yes.
That's why I have this show. You take the little blip at the end of every news. There's a real feel-good story. I want to stretch it out.
What's going to make your life more meaningful, more, beautiful? What's going to give you, going to make you feel good? I mean, that's what we need to surround ourselves with. And I wasn't like that when we first met. I have learned to be more like that thanks to your help and with therapy. and just realizing like, wow, how much better my life is when I am that way, or when I'm able to be that way. And it is a discipline. It's just like going to the gym. It's just like singing your scales. If you're a singer, playing an instrument, getting on your guitar, you have to train your brain, because your brain is going to focus the majority of your thoughts are going to go towards negative things that are going on, because we're trying to fix problems. We're trying to control our lives and things like that. So anytime you can do the things that what are we over? Are we over time?
58 minutes.
We just keep talking and talking and talking.
Anyway. OMG. 10-second final word.
Final word. Follow me at Ricky Rebel Rocks on all social media platforms. Check out my new singles. My new EP with Jeremy Sires, also featuring Snoop Dogg, is out. Available on my social media. Just search Ricky Rebel Snoop Dogg. You'll hear my new song with him, with The Game, and Gucci Mane. Such a great song called Action. Check it out.
My final word is, it's all about balance. Peace in, peace out. World peace through inner peace. Thank you so much, my wonderful love, Ricky Rebel. Go get his music and go and have the best weekend ever.
Take back